Thank you. I hear they're tough in Alaska. What about those space heaters there, Senator Sullivan?
Well, thank you, Madam Chair, and it's always good to follow my friend from Minnesota, has similar issues, cold, rural, needing space heaters, needing upgrades. We don't have, was it Bob Dylan? We don't have him, but we have a lot of other famous people. I want to thank the chair for holding this really important hearing. And Mr. Iacopelli, I want to begin with you first, doing a shout out to all the air traffic controllers across the country, in Alaska in particular. These are really heroes in my view. They keep us safe. We have a lot of aviation challenges in Alaska. You guys do such a great job. I'm a giant fan of your workers and members, and you know, even the whole issue, a lot of Americans don't know if you're flying to Asia, you know, leaving from Chicago or somewhere, you come over the Alaska airspace, our air traffic control kind of gets them safely to Tokyo or Seoul. So just, I really want to just do a great shout out to them. And I want to talk to you, you know, as we were developing the FAA reauth, I supported the Air Traffic Control Hiring Act to require the FAA to set a minimum of hiring targets for new air traffic controllers. We got a lot of this in the bill, but is there more Congress can be doing on this really important issue?
Well, thank you, Senator, and I appreciate the compliment to our brothers and sisters who work up in Alaska. You know, the Reauthorization Act and the requirement to conduct max hiring is the success of that depends on having it sufficiently funded. So we're hopeful that the FAA requests the money that they need to continue the hiring. We are working with the FAA, and I'm sure you're aware, sir, that we have expanded to the enhanced CTI program, the College Training Initiative. So we're working on that. We are working on a number of initiatives in-house, if you will, to enhance and improve the training, to enhance and improve the success rate, most importantly, of that training. Because anytime we take someone, we know if we hire 2,000 people, we're not getting 2,000 through our training course out in Oklahoma. Then once they hit the field, again, there's more attrition. But to maintain that focus and not lose sight of the importance, and again, it seems that we have all priority 1A things here. Everything is a one priority. But to continue the focus and ensure we have the funding to stay with it, because it's not a one-year task. It's a multi-year, long-term commitment.
Yeah. Well, thank you on that, and I again, we'll continue to stay very focused in this committee on those issues. Captain Ambrosi, it's good to see you again, sir, and I want to do a shout out to your members too. They're great Americans. A lot of them live in Alaska. We have more pilots per capita in each state in the country, as you probably know. More veterans per capita too. I know our chair cares a lot about that per capita. But we also have challenges with regard to having enough pilots, particularly for regional airlines, because they get recruited up to the major airlines so quickly. And so one of the things that I worked on with you and others that had bipartisan support and both labor union support and industry support was focusing on education for our pilots. And one thing that just kind of, I just don't understand why it still exists, that we have this kind of unequal treatment for loan treatment between traditional college students and students seeking a professional airline pilot who shoulder very costly loans for training. So I'm trying to fix that. As you know, we had a bill that unfortunately didn't make it in the FAA reauth that I thought was kind of a no-brainer to get in there to help our pilot situation. Can you explain the barriers a prospective pilot faces for assessing flight education and training, and what you think Congress should be doing to right-size the existing programs? And oh, by the way, on federal loan payback, you know, the pilots who go through this kind of training, they get federal loans, they'll have a great record of paying back those loans, unlike some of the others who don't, because they'll go get an aviation job or a pilot job, and those are good paying jobs. So what more can we do to level that playing field?
Well, Senator, good to see you. Thank you again, as you did with the shout out for our members. They work hard every day.
Yeah, we have a lot in Alaska, as you know.
Keep our people safe. Thank you for your leadership on this issue. As I may have said in former testimony that I would not be able to be a pilot today with what it costs.
Yeah.
You know, it's gotten out of hand. So it's a wonderful profession. I'm proud to be an airline pilot, and we need to do more to open the doors. We have a robust pipeline. The schools are full, but there are the best and brightest still out there that don't have the resources and able to do this.
Do you think that limits the number of pilots in America just because it's so expensive?
It certainly limits. It takes away the ability for a lot of people that would like to get into this profession if they don't have the ability to get the resources, the federal loans that could help. It doesn't make sense that if you can get those loans for other professions, that we can't do it for ours, right?
Get a philosophy degree, you can get a federal loan, but pilot training, you can't. This seems backwards.
Yeah, well, again, thank you for your leadership on it. I believe that opening the doors of opportunity for all those that would like to get into this profession it is an important step in the right direction.
Great, and Madam Chair, well, I want to work with you on that too. I know you care a lot about this issue. I see my time's expired, so I will submit additional questions for the record, but the one that I'm going to submit, just to make a very quick comment on, is this idea of air traffic control privatization. I know we have differing views on the panel, but I'm going to submit that. I do not support that. I think that the small rural airports that my state has an enormous number of, they're going to kind of lose out on any kind of, privatization that would be run by a private entity. I think in this case, the government is best equipped to make sure smaller airports, smaller populations who need infrastructure don't get missed out. So I'll submit that for the record, Madam Chair. I appreciate the hearing. Thanks again.